Oh, well, the strength is, of course, the ability to actually create, make concrete, to actually build that which is conceived of. It's the objectivity in terms of space, time and matter. In the universe of the transitory. So we build sandcastles here by the grace of God. And it is the practice of this creativity that trains us for life eternal. We do our best to make good things. And we get better at it as time goes by. We're children playing, you see. Toys. Don't take it too seriously. This is the universe of the transitory. Things all pass. Your mistakes could all be wiped out and have another shot. We play earnestly. Thoughtfully. Mindful of God. This is what we call living here in the universe of the transitory. It is our childhood that we may, as adults, enter fully into the grace of the creativity of God. The company and fellowship of Himself and all that He loves in the eternity of heaven, the vast heavenly host. Thank you, Dad. My dear friend, you are a child creator, child of God, and what you are building in the eternal are eternal creations, just like our God. We are as He is. We're in the becoming stage here, the born into. This is the fantastic nature of this particular universe we're in. It brings into the eternal. It's the mother. Mother Nature. Yes, that's right. Yes. It's not a pagan, but it is a pagan concept, but it happens to be right. It's the mother that he's using. I don't think it's transitory, I think it's eternal. It's an eternal abode of the transitory. The eternal is what you are, into the future, into the past, through the present, all. You see, God has already conceived of what you are. That's the eternal. What He conceives is eternal. Because He's God. Sure, it's a mystery to us being here, because we're kids. But we will know as He knows in the fullness of time. In the fullness of His love and care, the fullness of His presence, the fullness of your being, which He has in mind already. And remember, what He has in mind is the eternal. Wow. Love you, Dad. Lovely just to think on you. Thank you for this mind which is able to reach out in wanting to think of you. Love you, Dad. Thank you for consciousness of you, Father. And all life is in this. Don't think this is just the prerogative of, the chosen, the ones who believe in the right religion or something. Life is this. If it's alive, it is actually has mind. And mind can only be a fraction of God's mind. A tiny particle of God's mind, so to speak. Able to become a wonderful person in the fullness that he is, just like himself, but uniquely separate, in beautiful, perfect harmony. The host of heaven, his family. Love you, God. Love you, Dad. Thank you, Dad. So you see, the strength is this incredible integrity that he can hold what he conceives of in the mind, his mind. I was going to say permanently, but as permanently as is right on which to build. Always that which is ever more. I hesitate to say better, but more of. And we do tend to think of more as better than less, don't we? After all, the epitome of less is nothing, or even negative. And obviously we're not valuing that. So more. My eldest son, when he was a little boy and I was apple picking, he'd sit under the trees and he'd say, more. And the ladies, who were not terribly ladylike, I might point out from their conversation, but they used to say, where's more? There he is, he's sitting under the tree over there. He'd say, more, meaning he wants something else, more. You can dismiss this as childishness of his, or you could say, of course he's asking for more. He's a child of God. God always seeks more of all that's good and wonderful, always more. Well, we don't dismiss children, do we? We find them rather adorable. But we can learn a lot from their estate and understand how to live ourselves accordingly in the presence and the awareness of our fantastic Dad, our wonderful parent. This is our strength in being able to think of such. Practice thanking God and you will think of it much more. Your strength will grow. I was going to say almost alarmingly. Let's just say wonderfully, shall we? Bless you. Take care. Thank you, Dad. Yes, I might just echo my mum's advice here. Beware of what you desire, for you will surely have it. That is your strength. Make sure you desire the loveliness of your Heavenly Father, the perfect God. It's going to be as you understand it. So be careful what you understand. But enjoy. Childhood's there to be enjoyed. And you can enjoy it. That's what following Jesus was supposed to be about. A much better way of experiencing our childhood and achieving all that God has for you. Bless you. Thank you, Dad. Well, strength in the spiritual is the ability to conceive of, to think of, to call out from our Heavenly Father's mind the appropriate thought to your desired purpose. In both cases, both the spiritual and the physical strength is therefore the ability to bring a thing about. Power. Power to create, you see. Creativity. Thank you, Dad. You see, what you think, what you've drawn from God's mind, is what you've chosen. And is there as a record. And this record is the profile of the evidence of your values, who you are. Or at least who you have been in the universe of change and uncertainty. So we have in the Jesus story the importance of what you think in your heart. Not sure if this is just because the Hebrew view is you think in the heart, and possibly the ancient Greek view, since it seems to be largely a Greek rendering. But anyway, the thoughts are, having been thought or drawn from God, are the evidence of your values calling on God's mind. And it is a profile of, therefore, your uniqueness of values, but also how they have changed through time. They are not a condemnation of you. They are simply a record of how you have thought, what you have valued, which is changing through time. The fact that you changed, for instance, to better values is, of course, good in that it's towards life eternal. The eternal, unlimited blessing to you and all those you love. All those influenced by your presence. Very important, you see, what you think. not to be a straitjacket. Hence, you're experiencing this in the world of uncertainty, that you might be free to think without duress. In large measure, you see, you are free to, think, do what you like here in the universe of uncertainty, within the opportunities that it affords, but it affords an incredible scope of choice. You can be anything from, if you like, St. Francis to Hitler, anything along the continuum, and much further than both. In that opportunity is made for you if you core strong enough and hard enough. I mean, I've chosen those two names as the good and the bad, but it really shouldn't be a judgment. The only good judgment is the grace of God and His holding with the eternal blessing and life eternal of each life, all that He has made, all that is, I suspect, is the case. And that's what I hold.